Hi everyone, it's Tammy with Frou-frou Studio and welcome back. As you can see, I have a ton of stuff on my desk and I want to do a little make today. Actually, it's not a little make, but I'm going to get you guys started for it in case you want to do something like this for yourselves or for someone else. I had told myself that I was done with Christmas makes, and then Louisa Heinzel came out with a fabulous Santa Claus digital. She has two. One is Everything Santa. I can't remember the exact name of it, but it's 80. Yes, you heard right. 80 pages of vintage and contemporary Santa Clauses. And then she has another pack, which is the one that I got, that is like her vintage photo strips, but they're all Santa Claus strips. And I have cut those all out. And you can see there's a ton of them. And there's a couple pages that I did not even print because I did not print the more modern ones. I stuck with all the ones that are more vintage looking. And they are just adorable. And I want to make a spool journal. I have made one of these before, and I'll show you just briefly kind of what it's like. This is a vintage spool, and it just unrolls, and it has just all kinds of vintage stuff on it. I won't go all the way to the end, but you can see that you just kind of collage along your whatever you choose your base to be, and then you roll it up on the spool, and it makes just a real cute little decoration for setting on your table, or like I said, to give as a gift. So the one that I want to do today, of course, is going to be Santa's. And so I'll show you first kind of what kind of supplies I have for it, and then we'll get started. And obviously, I won't do this whole thing on camera because it does take quite a while to put it together, but they are so cute when they're done. I just love them. So I have my spool, and this particular spool that I'm going to use is actually not a vintage spool. If any of you have a Marshall's or you go to Marshall's, a lot of times during Christmas, they have Christmas ribbon that is on these wooden spools. And I love their ribbon and paper at Christmas. That's usually where I get mine. But this particular one had like a velvet ribbon that you could wrap your packages. And then I saved these because I love them. So if you do not have the vintage ones, you might want to look when Marshall's puts out their Christmas stuff. It may already be out. I haven't been to Marshall's in quite a while, so I don't know if they have their Christmas stuff out yet or not. And then I use this, or had been using this in my studio to wrap lace around, and this particular one is empty, so I'm going to use it. For my base, I'm going to use a old register ribbon or calculator, and you can see it's not quite as wide as the spool. And that's fine because a lot of the embellishment that I do, will hang over each side. So by the time that I get through embellishing it, it will be wide enough to cover this whole thing. So my plan is, now the other one I did with like a muslin background, and I put everything on the muslin. And I actually sewed this one. Did I sew it, or is it stamped? I can't even tell if it's real or faux. No, it's real. So I sewed all the way down it and around it once I got it finished, which is very unlike me, but I did. Wow. This one is going to be paper, of course, and so I probably will not sew it. All right, so that is my base and my spool, and then as far as what I'm going to work with, I have the digitals from Louisa, which I said are just adorable, and there's several different sizes. So see these wider ones, like this one, I'll have to trim a little bit, and then this size, that one needs to be trimmed. This size, maybe it is. You know, fits in there just perfectly. So I'll have to keep in mind when I'm doing it, you know, what size I'm using. The biggest part of them, though, are this size, which fits on the spool, and it also fits on the paper. All right. So I have all of those to choose from. That was a lot of cutting, guys. I'm going to use some barn door and some peeled paint for my green and red. I have some Christmas stamps that I'm going to use. I have my little goodie box here, and this has like labels, digital labels. I'm going to use some of those. And then I have my little tray here that has buttons and, you know, bells and the milk bottle caps and these little buttons from Tim Holtz. So that's like my little goodie tray. I've got a basket here that has my Christmas washies. It has some tickets that are, you know, in colors that are going to go. I have some stamps, and I meant to grab some red stamps. I need to do that. I've got some thread, and I've got some Christmas fabrics and little bits and bobs to, you know, put under the buttons or whatever. And then as far as papers, I just went through and pulled some scrap pieces that I had. Most of these are digitals. I've got some rub-ons. I've got some sentiments. And I've got some just stickers. So we'll use those as well. Okay? So that's what we're going to work with. And like I said, we'll do a little bit of it just so you can see how to kind of put it together. And then, you know, I'll do most of it off screen. But I just wanted to give you guys a glimpse of what's going to happen. So what I do when I start this is I put my roll like this so that I can continue to roll it out. And then I put something to keep it from rolling up on me. Because, see, that's what's going to happen. So, as I move down the roll, I'll slide this. It'll keep this from rolling back up. And by the time I glue some stuff on this, you know, it won't do that. Okay? So, you want to leave enough at the beginning so that you can attach it here. And I just attach it with some kind of tape because I may want to tear part of it off and use the snippets down the road or whatever, if I ever get tired of looking at it, which I probably will not. Sorry, I thought I was going to sneeze. I guess not. So, let me flip this over the other way. I don't like to do it that way, but it'll probably lay flatter. Alright, so that's going to lay flatter. We'll work on it like this. So leave enough at the beginning that you can tape it down. That's what I'm saying, without having to tape on your design. So I'm first going to determine what are going to be my focal points as I go down through here. So if I divide these out kind of by size, that way I can kind of alter my size. These are just little in-between pieces that she had in there that we can use to embellish. Here's the bigger one. And like I said, these taller ones I'll have to trim a little bit. Those are okay. Alright, so we're just gonna kind of get started. I think I'm gonna start with a bigger one, just so it establishes how tall everything needs to be. I printed these on cardstock, but it's not a real heavy cardstock. I think you could get by with printing them on just regular paper, because they're going to have to roll. So that fits that exactly. So I'm going to start with one of the ones that I know that fits exactly. And that way, I have established my height and give myself a starting point. Just kind of center that a little bit. Make sure. Double check my measurements. Yep, that's gonna work. Okay, so that's my first piece, and I know that I can't go any wider than that right there. So I'm gonna lay down all my focal points first. There's so many to choose from. I'm going to space them out and alter my sizes. And go down through here. Okay, one of these really tall ones. Get my scissors here. Okay, we'll start with that because that's a pretty good start for you to see what I'm talking about. Alright, so we'll glue all these down, and you can spread these apart, you know, whatever distance you want to in between. Oops, I got two there. And you could use glue stick for this too. I'm sure glue stick could be just fine. This is a great use for scraps, which is mainly what I did that other one with, was just a bunch of scraps. Okay, so now what I want to do is I'm going to go back and fill in so that this looks more like a collage and not just for focal points. So that's when I'm going to go to my little pieces and start layering up some stuff and see what we come up with. So the first thing I'm going to do is look at my little labels here and see what I can find. Just to get some different things, and obviously everything in here is upside down. Okay, let's get one more label. And that will be that section, or the label things done. Actually, I may do that there and that there. Just don't want to go over. Nope, I like this. Oh, that one's two also. Okay, different one than I started with, but that's okay. Can work up that one too. Okay, so let's get those glued down. And these are just on regular printer paper. I really want this one to be upright. Maybe we'll do it down here. Okay. Make sure I'm not gluing it to my table, considering I keep putting glue where it's not going to have any paper. Okay, so there are labels. Now let's do maybe some tickets or stamps. Postage stamps. And let me grab some papers too. I'll put little bits of papers. This one's got sorry, I'm trying to get these to tear off. It's not cooperating. There we go. These are the ones on the roll are by 49 and Market. And I like them for something like this because they're small. Okay, let me... See, I like that one because it's got a 25. And let me grab my stamps and get a couple of red ones out. My arm will just barely reach back there for my stamps when I go to reach for my book. These have 25s on them. Okay, so I do think I'm going to put one right at the beginning there. And I'm going to wait till the end to ink all this stuff so that I can get the overall picture. Right now, I'm just worried about getting it down. And again, I put glue up on that top part because I'm a goofball. And you can use partial tickets. I mean, you don't have to use whole tickets like I am. You can use partials. Okay, so there is that far. Now I'm going to take my paper scraps and just kind of tear some pieces. Actually, I want green there. I think there's something with a little more green in it. And there's more green on that side. No. Isn't it exciting to watch me tearing glue paper? That's why I'm not going to do the whole thing on camera, because a lot of it is just collaging. Okay. Now I'm keeping in mind as I go down through here and do the different stages that this is my width. That way I can build it as I go down through here and get it the right width. Okay, we'll see what else I have. I have some music paper. That might look good. And I have some more little scraps. Just checking to make sure I'm not sticking it down. Alright, now let's do a little bit of music paper. This is pretty brittle music paper, so I probably want to put it more towards the center. So that it's not on the edges, because I feel like if it was on the edges, it would break apart. Alright, I need something to go across there to keep our width. This one's pretty. I think I'm going to do it behind. Maybe take this off. Alright, I'm liking that so far. Now let's do some more 3D kind of elements on here. Okay, I'm going to use Fabri-Tac on those. I've had the most success using Fabri-Tac on those little buttons. I've not had the most success with my Fabri-Tac this week. Oh my gosh, guys, I'm sorry. I don't know what's up. I'm gonna get done with this video. I'm gonna go get some acetone and put down in there. I think I've just had this bottle so long that it's gotten too thick. Doesn't want to move very quickly. You can also use Tim Holtz Collage Medium to glue these, which is what I may do here in a minute if I can't get this to come out. I don't understand why it's being so difficult. See, it's right there. It's just so thick. All right. Not messing with it. Let me find my collage medium. Hold what you got. Okay. Alright, we'll let that dry a minute. And let's do maybe a little fabric cluster with a button. Oops. Maybe green. Alright, and let's get a little piece of crocheted lace. And a little piece of muslin. And maybe some red thread. That will go there. I need to pull that staple out of there. That's where it was stapled on a button card, I guess. All right, and then let's do we want to do a bell? What do we want to put with the bell? Maybe hanging from a little tag. Let's make a little tag. Just eyeballing it, guys. I don't know if that has enough contrast or not. Let's try something else. Let's try maybe I'll get a real one and stamp on it. Like that one. All right, so what do I want to stamp on it? This one says stamp here. That ain't gonna work. And no, I don't normally say ain't. Alright, so I'll have to do this one in 2 lines. But let's do this. Let's do it in red. Oops. Stick on there. You're not going to, are you? I'm going to have to do it with my fingers and hope for the best. There we go. Be merry. I am going to ink this tag. And then I'm going to put the string right through here. I hope that knot may not go. May have to cut the knot. Oh, it did. It did. And then I'm going to put it right there. And then I think I'm just going to staple it. There it is. Sorry for my reach. And I know I haven't glued down that button and all, but with my Fabri-Tac acting up, I will do that off camera. So you don't have to go through that anymore. And then, what do I want to do? I gotta tie this on here somehow. I'm gonna go back through the hole. Should have thought about this before I put the staple through there. sometimes I do things backwards. My brain gets ahead of my hands. There we go. I'm going to tie my knot up closer so I can trim that off. Alright. And that will go there. Now let's do some stamping, and then I'll let you guys go. And once I get the whole thing finished, then I will bring it back and show it to you. Like I said, it's just collaging and layering until you get the look you want. Where is... I had another little stamp that I was going to use. And I can't find it. Oh well, it'll turn up. Oh, there it is. See, told you, it'll turn up. Alright, so this one is green. And then this one, I think I want to do black. And I want to do the star, and I'm going to do it red. Alright, now my next process would be to maybe put some sentiments on there, or some stickers, or even some washi tape, and just keep building layers until I'm comfortable with it. And you could even go back, if you wanted to, with some of the smaller Santas and put them in there as well, depending on, you know, how many Santas you want on there, because there are some smaller ones. But I think that gives you all the general idea. And like I said, when I get it all finished and aged up and all that kind of good stuff, then I will show you the finished product. And if you have any questions about any of the processes or anything like that, please let me know. I think it's pretty straightforward. It's just collage, but it's just on a narrow strip instead of, you know, a piece of scrapbook paper or whatever, book pages, what you normally collage on. I do want something right there to kind of round off my square off, I should say, my the end there. So maybe we'll use a piece of this washi. This is fabric washi. It's Tim Holtz Christmas washi. Get just a little piece of that and put it right there on the end. You can also, which I may do, I'll have to put a piece of paper on the back of that, or another piece of washi. I'll just get another piece, put on the back. Is you can use dimensional dots or foam tape and make, you know, some of your images also stand out from the rest. Sorry, I can't tape and talk at the same time, I guess. For example, if I wanted to go back in with another Santa, like this tall, skinny one, you know, I could lift him up with some pop dots and have him go, you know, in here somewhere. Like this, which I may do that. That'd actually look pretty cute. So, we'll see. We definitely, you know, our next one is going to be right here. Maybe that's where I'll do that and make him stand out a little bit. It's about time we need to do a bigger one. We had a tall, skinny one. But yeah, definitely check out this digital. Like I said, it is gorgeous. And there's so many Santas. So if you're a Santa lover like I am, then you'll definitely love this digital. I mean, that one. That would look cute. And you can also, like, I can't go below that now, but, like I kind of centered these that are this size, but you could also drop them down. And I may do that here. And so when I start my next one, you know, I may drop him down here. That way they're not all straight in a row. That's probably more than a may. That's probably what I will do. Or I can't raise him up any more than that, but he could be at the top like that, which would be cute. Okay? So that is it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed that. And if you do not have these, I think, and I have not done this, but looking at it, to me, I think you could take a toilet paper roll and make this part and then do some circle die cuts and maybe put 2 or 3 of them together to get you a nice thick piece on each end and do the exact same thing. You could cover it with paper, you could paint it or whatever before you started, but I think that it would give the same look when you're done. It just wouldn't be the actual wood. So that's another option too, if you don't have the wooden spools. And, you know, that wouldn't cost you anything but a little bit of time. And we all know our time is cheap, right? As journalers. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. And I will see you guys back on Tuesday for color combo. Until then, everybody have a great rest of your weekend. Bye.